Hey everyone, it's Froggy, and I'm back again with another episode of Nicole. So this episode takes place on November 4th, and I'm sorry, but that blindfold kind of looks like a really poorly done thong around his face. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and, start. Can you please tell me where we are going? It must look weird. I'm literally dragging Darren by the hand down one of the school sidewalks. We're moving kind of fast. Not so much for me, but every time I hear Darren trip over his own feet, I remember that he's not the most athletic person I know. It doesn't help that he has a red bandana over his eyes. What? It's only because I want this to be a surprise. What's the surprise, you may ask? Well, today is the day of the IRL meet. Kate is already at the meeting place, waiting with a few others from Roller that we managed to scrounge up. The only one missing is our guest of honor, the one and only Voix. Except he doesn't know yet. Honestly, I'm a little scared of what Darren's reaction will be. He'll either freak out, or he'll majorly freak out, but I've got my fingers crossed for the former. This'll be good for him. I know it will. Everyone's going to be super nice. He'll see. And then he'll stop worrying whether no one will like him or not. And it'll all be thanks to me. The thought of that is really exciting. Helping Darren would just be the best. But speaking of him, you're not really helping him, Nicole. You just want to pat yourself on the back. Ugh. We're almost there, I promise. I hope he hasn't been paying attention to the directions. He'd realize I've led him from campus all the way to the nearby park. It's really nice out here. The changing seasons have had almost no effect on the lush grass, besides a dash of red leaves here and there. There's a few ducks quacking in the park lake as I finally stop and turn to face Darren. All right, Red, are we in the nearby park? I feel my expression drop as Darren guesses it. How the heck did he do that? The ducks probably. How did you know? I pout as I reach over to undo the blindfold from Darren's face. He blinks a few times to orient his eyes to the light, then pulls his glasses from his coat pocket to place them back on his face. The sounds. The ducks were a dead giveaway, I'm afraid. See, I told you. Those feathered fiends. A blight upon secret surprises everywhere. But you don't know the true surprise. Darren raises a brow and looks around the park amusedly to try and spot what I have cooked up for him. And that would happen to be? My smile wanes a bit, but I force it steady. I got some people from Roller together for an IRL meet. They're waiting for us here at the park right now. Any hope that Darren might possibly take this news well is dashed as I see him do his deer-in-the-headlights impression again. Nicole. What? It'll be fine, Darren. Don't freak out. No, I'm going back to school. He turns about face and starts to march out of the park, but I run in front of him before he has the chance to do so and throw my arms out wide to block him. Look, I know you're running away because you're totally scared, but this'll just prove that there's no reason to be. You're gonna meet up with some other roller people, have some fun, maybe get a few more followers. It'll be awesome. I think you're being unreasonably optimistic here. I am, but shut up, Darren. Shut up. I am not. Come on. Can you try for a little bit? They're expecting you there. At least show up. I press my hands together to bring them to the base of my chin. Please. I'm not asking you to suffer if you think you're absolutely going to hate it. And no one will make you take a picture if you don't want to. Do you mean that? No pictures? I can't promise no pictures entirely. I totally want to take some with Kate and the others, but if you want to keep out of them, I'll make sure to spread the word. This seems to be enough to convince Darren that attending an IRL meet is a good idea. He toes the ground as he starts to think, and it's after a few anxious minutes that I receive an answer. Very well. I'm so happy that I nearly throw my hands in the air. You mean it? Yes, I'll attend, but only as long as I feel comfortable doing so. Usually with any social engagement, I have at least a half hour to mentally prepare myself for it. I thought you told me that you don't normally do that sort of thing. True, but my point still stands. Just give me a moment, please. I nod and step away for a moment to give Darren some space. He moves to the lake's edge, and I see him place his hands on his stomach as he prepares to take a few deep breaths. His chest goes in and out, and once he's finished, he returns to where I'm standing and gives me an affirmative nod. I am ready. Great, let's get going. Darren seems to calm himself down as we start to walk, though it's only by a little bit. What are the usernames of the people we're about to meet? Oh, there's Shutdown03. She goes to the school with us too. She's really nice. You'd like her. For the others, they're from other schools in the area. I do my best to list the usernames off precisely. There's not that many aside from Kate, just like 3. Ah, okay. I'm not acquainted with any of those blogs, and I don't recall ever being messaged by them. This'll be a good chance to get to know them. I only know Kate, so I'll be doing the same thing. Well, I'm sure it'll be much easier for you. Hey, don't say that kind of stuff. But honestly, I can't deny it. It's like I can feel the ground underneath him shaking from his nerves. And it only gets worse once we spot Kate and the others sitting underneath one of the gazebos in the middle of the park. Wow, she's pretty. Underneath the pointy blue roof, it's easy to spot Kate with her long black hair and athletic figure. The girl's not just lean, but she's got some muscle. You can even see it from as far as Darren and I are. There's another girl and 2 more guys joining Kate, but I'm sure to Darren it might as well be a whole stadium full of people sitting in that tiny gazebo. Relax, it'll be fine. Don't psych yourself out. Darren just nods, obviously stuck in his own little happy place to try and settle his emotions. It makes me feel super guilty since I'm the one who dragged him into this mess in the first place. God, now I'm calling it a mess. I have to be positive. This is going to work out. Alright, I'm fired up. I figure there's no more reason to postpone it, so I raise my hand to wave and get the group's attention. Hey guys, the party has arrived! Heads turn as I announce our arrival, and there's a scattering of amused laughter as Kate just sneers at us. There you are, Nikki. I've been wondering when the hell you were gonna show up. My bad. I was busy getting this guy to come with. I gesture at Darren beside me, signaling for him to introduce himself. Hello there. He's so stiff. It reminds me of when we first met, and that was pretty awkward. The same goes for now, and I can see the others looking at each other with questioning glances. So, now that we're all here, why not introduce ourselves properly? I'll go first. I'm Nicole. My username on Roller is Hoda Couture. My last name's Grave. So yeah, I thought it'd be fun to play with Finnish. I think the only one who gets that is Darren, and he gives me a small smile from the corner of his lips. I can take that as a good sign, right? I mean, he managed to smile before he would be too busy trying not to panic. The others go around introducing themselves in the same way. Kate's username comes from her team number on the volleyball team. This other guy based off of a television series he really liked. Stuff like that. And finally, it's Darren's turn to introduce himself. I clench my teeth nervously as I watch him take a breath and start talking. So I'm Darren. My username on Roller is Voix. Wait, you mean like the Voix? The famous one on Roller? Yes, that happens to be me. Holy crap. And we're meeting someone like you in the flesh? Oh, I don't think as though it should be some great honor. I am but me. Do not feel as though you should give me some special treatment. The others begin to chatter amongst themselves, drawing Darren in with a barrage of questions. It's nice to see that he's being included. I would have felt so bad if he was right and everyone ignored him. Ain't he modest? I grin as Kate leans in to whisper into my ear. Yeah, that's Darren for ya. So he's some kind of Roller famous guy? I don't keep up with that stuff. Hell if I know. Oh, Kate, the things I must teach you. Don't worry about him being all Roller famous. Just treat him like Darren and it should be okay. Please. Like I'd give some special treatment without them earning it. That's so like her, I swear. As the IRL meet continues and everyone gets to know each other, it becomes way more fun. It's not like we just sit around and talk about Roller. We talk about the city, school, you know, normal college student things. The only problem is that after that first surge of questions, Darren went back to being his quiet self. He answers any questions directed at him, but otherwise, nada. He doesn't talk. It worries me a little. I can tell that he's still a little shaken over being thrust into the situation so suddenly. I mean, we've been friends for a while, so it's only natural I notice these things. But despite that, I think it's fine. Kate's nice, and the others are too, so there shouldn't be anything to worry about. An hour in, I noticed Darren getting up from his seat. Something up? Oh, no, just a phone call. I forgot that my mother needed to discuss something with me. Don't let us keep you. Go on ahead. It'll only take but a moment. Darren steps out of the gazebo, and I watch as he continues for a few feet before stopping to place his phone to his ear. Yeah, he definitely looks way more relaxed now. So is that really Voix? I freeze as I hear Darren's username mentioned. Turning, I see one of the guys sitting there with a skeptical look on his face. I don't know if I buy it. I've read some of Voix's stuff, and that guy claiming to him could not have said that. What do you mean? I think he's well-spoken enough to match. Yeah, but I was imagining someone different. No. No. He did not just say that. This can't be happening right now. The whole reason Darren avoids meeting people from Roller is to avoid comments like that. I have to do something. I can't let him overhear this. So now we've got two options. Raise some hell, and you're gonna want to be civil about it. Hey guys, it's not nice to talk about someone when they're not here. Even though he's not here to hear it, he likes me better. I'm ready to snap at them right now, but getting worked up won't do any good. It'd just be an overreaction, and I'd end up looking like the bad guy. It's not like we're gossiping. I'm only pointing out the obvious. It doesn't matter. You haven't gotten to know Darren yet, so save your judgments until after you do. I kinda agree with him, though. The girl sitting next to him speaks up tentatively, possibly intimidated by how defensive I'm being in Darren's stead. When I read Voix's blog, I imagined he'd be livelier and a little sophisticated. Darren's really quiet. Sometimes I have a hard time hearing him. He just has trouble talking sometimes. He's better at typing and text. But that isn't something you'd expect from Voix, of all people. Oh, great. Now this guy's agreeing with them. The only one who hasn't spoken up is Kate. Even though she looks ready to back me up, I bet some part of her agrees with what they're saying. Look, we're not saying he's a bad person. He's just not what I was expecting. The worst part is that I can't disagree with what he's saying. I remember back to when I first met Darren and thought the exact same thing. Still, I've had it. I'll make them give him a chance, even if I have to force him. Maybe Darren isn't what you expect when you think of Voix, and he is super quiet, for sure, but despite that, you can tell that he's Voix way, way deep down. He's super smart, and he's nice. He's funny too, even if I don't get half his jokes. He always has something to say about anything if you give him the chance. He's well-spoken, he's great at advice, and, he has a really refined taste in ice cream, alright? So the last one was a stretch, but I couldn't think of anything else. They're looking at me in shock, and I smugly think that maybe my outburst got through to them. However, when I check Kate's expression, I realize something. They're not looking at me. They're looking past me. I turn around and my greatest fear comes true. Darren's standing there, and he must have heard everything I said. It doesn't take a genius to guess why I was spouting out all of the good qualities I could think about him. He's frozen in place, his open mouth like an upside-down crescent moon. His eyes dart around to take all of their expressions, one at a time, before he clears his throat, a fist held to his mouth. Please excuse me for a moment. He turns around and is off from the gazebo before I can stop him. Darren, wait! But he's too far gone to hear me. What should I do? Is it better to just leave him be for now? And again, two options. Go after him and give him some time. You want to go after him. I'm sorry, Darren. Even if you need some time alone, I can't give you the chance to blame yourself for everything. I turn to look at Kate imploringly, and she already seems to know what's going through my mind. Yeah. Don't worry. I can handle everything here. Thanks. I'll try to get him to come back. I hurry out of the gazebo and head down the direction I saw Darren take before. It takes a few minutes of jogging to find him, but I eventually see him near the lake. He's squatting down at the water's edge, hugging his knees as he watches a few ducks paddle in circles. I take a moment to gather my breath before I approach him. Darren! He jolts in my direction, then looks away, appearing wounded. Are you okay? Not entirely, but I was expecting this to happen. Yeah, I know. I sigh and plop down onto the grass next to him. That escalated quickly. Indeed, one moment I'm taking a phone call, the next I come back to see you standing on the soapbox, as it were. They were saying dumb stuff. He isn't what I pictured him to be. Something along those lines? More like exactly that. Like I said, I expected it. It's what happened before. Before? You mean this isn't your first IRL meet? My voice grows so loud that I startle the ducks, and I grin apologetically at them before turning back to Darren. It was back in high school, just last year. It wasn't anything large. It was only a single friend who was in the area for a few days. We set up a date to meet, a schedule, spoke about how much fun it could potentially be. Then when the day came, it turned out to be nothing like that. That chemistry we seemed to share online was nowhere to be found now that we were interacting offline. I never blamed him. I mean, I don't think he acted too differently from how he did on Roller. Me, on the other hand, well, we know how I am. I can barely keep up a conversation when meeting someone for the first time. I must have bored him, put him at unease, whatever you wish to call it. All I know is that I wasn't able to live up to who he thought Wa was, and our friendship suffered as a result. We were still friends, yes, but we were never as close. Hey, you can't keep taking all the blame like that. I suppose you're right. I want to thank you, though, Nicole, for what you said in my defense. I meant it, Darren. You're a terrific friend. If they're going to judge you based on one meeting, then screw them. Darren laughs a little at my sincerity. It makes me grin. I know I can't make him feel completely better, but I want to do what I can for him. Is it okay if we go back to school? I'm not in the mood to go back and face them all now. Oh yeah, it's fine. Totally fine. In fact, I jump to my feet and extend a hand. I'll go with you. Kate should be fine on her own, and I'm not feeling up to it either. Are you sure? I wouldn't want you to stop enjoying yourself for my sake. Trust me, it's A-okay. No, come on. I wiggle my fingers impatiently. Darren gives me a skeptical kind of look, like he doesn't fully believe me, but he places his hand in mine anyway. My heart skips a beat faster as I close my fingers around his and help him to his feet. Once he's upright, he hastily breaks off and takes a step back. Thank you, again. I clasp my hands behind my back and shrug modestly. Don't mention it. I have to admit it was nice to hold his hand for a little. I don't think we've ever been that close before. My cheeks go a little red at the thought, and I turn around to hide my face. All right, let's get this over with. When we return to the gazebo, the atmosphere is thick with tension. The others look like they don't know what to say. It's Kate that finally breaks it. Welcome back. You feeling better? Well, she's as blunt as always. Actually, Darren's worn out, so I'm going to take him back to school. We just came back to say goodbye to everyone. No problem if you're tired. It was nice meeting you, Darren. Oh, if you're going, hold on. The girl fidgets in her seat. We want to apologize for the stuff we said about you, Darren. It wasn't nice of us to judge you like that. Yeah, sorry about that, man. It was out of line. Darren looks like he wasn't expecting this. I accept your apology. There's a collective sigh of relief all around. Thanks. We would have felt awful if you went home without us saying anything. Yes, you could always message me on Roller if you like. I enjoy talking to people on there, so feel free. I'll be going now. Darren gives a small wave of his hand, and I see Kate nudge her head imploringly after him as he leaves. Fine, I get the hint. That's my cue. It was nice meeting you guys. We totally have to do this again. They all agree, and I take off after Darren. eventually reaching his side, so we're walking in step. Okay, so I know this might not be the best time to approach the topic, but besides from that one incident, you didn't completely hate it, right? Not at all. It was nice. I laugh and grin happily that my plan wasn't a complete failure. Hey, I'll take it. Poor Darren. Anyways, I'm gonna end this episode here. If you guys want to see more, just click the I at the top and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.